Jim Jeffries, I believe in many ways, in most ways, rape is wrong. That's what I believe. I believe you should try not to rape whenever you can. If you're going home, you're feeling a bit rapey, Jim Jeffries says, no! Don't rape on the way home. So I'm glad we got that out of the way. Now, so Bill Cosby is a rapist. None of us thought he was. He raped like 40 women or something. It doesn't matter. Once you get over 15, it's a lot. He raped, let's say 40 is a nice round figure. And he raped these women between 30 or 40 years ago. And the big thing that everyone's asked, they've gone, well, what has taken these women so long to come forward? And that is a valid question. And I think this is a bit that upsets a lot of people. I think the reason that it took these women so long to come forward is, as rapes go, they weren't the worst rapes. Right? Like, all rapes are bad. All rapes. Don't rape. Don't. All rapes are bad, but it sounded like Bill Cosby didn't fucking rape. He used to drug him and finger him a bit, you know? I've had worse Christmases with uncles, to be honest. It's still bad. It's still bad. No one should be fingered against their will. It's a horrible thing. But what I'm saying is, if I personally was going to be raped, I'd like to be raped by Bill Cosby. Because I've been a fan for years. How else would I meet him? It's just... So let me talk you through a scenario, right? So you're at Bill Cosby's hotel and he says, come up to the room. You're like, oh, this is good, I'm meeting Bill Cosby. And then he goes, drink this. And you go, I'm not thirsty. And he's like, drink it. And then you drink it and then you're like, oh, fuck, I'm a bit sleepy. Now, you shouldn't drug women, shouldn't do that. But ugly women and men will know what I'm talking about. I personally would take it as a compliment. No one's ever drugged my drink. I leave them open for people to drug all the time. Just give me free drugs. I'll just be like, ooh, someone likes me. Anyway. So you're drugged out. You're passed out. You're at Bill Cosby's room. You're passed out. And you wake up and you're like, oh, what happened? What happened? And the first thing you see is that hysterical face. And he's got a couple of fingers in you. And he's going, and the zoom, and the zoom, zoom, zoom. And the finger, and the boom, and the finger, and the finger. Tell me your first reaction wouldn't be laughter. Like, sure, you'd be driving home going, the fingering was weird, the fingering was unnecessary. But your first reaction would be, get out of here. A lot of them reported that he wasn't fingering, that they woke up and he was wanking on them, which I feel is worse. I don't know why. It's not as penetrative, but it's still not nice to be wanking on. And Bill's wanking on him, which is horrible, but imagine this. When he comes, he does the Fat Albert voice. As the cum shoots out, he goes, hey, 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 oh! Forget about it! I go into this industry because I love telling a story. And if you had that happen to you, you have got the greatest story that's ever been told. You could be at a dinner party with any fucking cunts you want. You'd be there with a couple of pretentious fucks and they'd be like, anyway, we were skiing in the French Alps. Anyway, Frank, you tell the story. You tell it better than me. And as Frank goes to open his fucking mouth, you go, I got fingered by Bill Cosby. Anyone beat that? Anyone? You could be at a dinner party with Buzz Aldrin and he wouldn't try to beat that story. Now, obviously I said some things in that routine right there that if you wrote them down And you didn't have the boyish charm and the... It does just sound like the rapes weren't that bad. Of course! It sounds horrible. And all these women wrote horrible articles about what a fucking pig I am and how saying a rape joke that I'm encouraging people to rape. This is not true. None of you are thinking I'll rape now after that routine. Are any of you unstable thinking about rape? It's like you go to a horror movie and go, I'm going to kill a cunt. I'm going to kill a cunt. You saw a horror film. And this is a free speech thing, it really is. We get rid of comedians talking and we start editing comedians and we have to edit everything. If you say a comedian can't do a rape joke, then fine, okay, that's the new rule. We can't do rape jokes, right? But then also, it turns out we can, I just nailed it. But let's say we go, comedians can't, then we have to start taking rape jokes out of movies, right? So that fucking Monty Python, gone. Gone. Have you ever seen the movie Yellowbeard? There's like 15 rape jokes. Life of Brian, their greatest film, is a rape joke. You take away the man in the silly outfit, it is fucking Brian going, Mum, am I half Roman? Did you get raped by a Roman? And then the mum goes, yes, at first, Brian. Like, implying. So that's it, Life of Brian, fucking gone. We can't watch it. Family Guy, gone. Can't fucking watch it. Right? See, I have the same tour manager as Bill Cosby. People think I made this bit up, but I do. I have the same tour manager as Bill Cosby. And on my last tour, my manager was obviously being lazy, and he booked my tour and Bill Cosby's tour on the same fucking day. Because everywhere that I went, Bill Cosby was there 3 days earlier. Now, his tour was booked before the rape allegations, and all the tickets sold, and then he started performing after the rape allegations. And he was in theatres of 2,000 to 3,000 people. Let's say it was a 2,000 seat theatre. Every time I spoke to the people who ran the theatre, I said, what happened? They go, well, the show was sold out, but only half the audience showed up. So 1,000 people showed up, 1,000 people went, I'm not going to watch a rapist for 2 hours. But 1,000 people went, paid my money, didn't I? And you want to know why? Because they love Bill Cosby, as I used to. Because Bill Cosby is a dignified man. You've got to give it to him. Never swore. Never once has he said a swear word on stage or on screen. He would not do it. Even if it was in a script, he would not swear. Because that's why those people came to watch him. Because these people who come to watch Bill Cosby are the same people who write articles about me, or the people who walk out of my show when I make a rape joke, because they wanted to see Bill Cosby, because they wanted to see a good, clean comedian who rapes, then a dirty comic like myself who's only raped a couple of times. See, the next thing is we got all the fucking, we're going to have the blind cuts on us next. But the next thing is, I had all the women's groups started writing after me. The women's group started calling me a misogynist and a pig and all that kind of stuff because of, well, April 18th, Millennium's coming. The decorations are up. So they started saying I was a pig. As soon as Bear came out, my last special, people started a hate campaign, and there was a Twitter thing, bring down Jim Jeffries. They spelt my name wrong, I corrected him. And all these women's groups started saying, you shouldn't see me. You know what upsets me? Is because I have 5 specials. And I feel like I've been misogynistic on all my specials, and no one has said anything until now. It just shows with women, you really have to fucking keep repeating yourself before they'll fucking listen. And I will explain my misogyny like this. It's jokes. It's not a fucking TED Talk. If you think you're going to learn something tonight, that's fucking on you. It's not on me, it's your problem. This isn't an education. I'm not a politician. I'm not a fucking bloke that's just having a chat with you. This is a comedy show, right? Furthermore, women are 50% of the fucking population. You're not a minority. Stop acting like one. You're fucking half, right? And whenever I watch a female comic on stage, whether it be Sarah Silverman or the other one, and they're on stage and they're doing their little skits, and God bless them, they have a go, don't they? Whenever I watch those female comics, and find me one who doesn't do this, every single female comic slags off men. I don't have a problem with this, by the way. Every single female comic gets on stage and goes, I fucked the guy, he had a little dick, he came too early, he didn't come at all, he couldn't make me come. My husband's a fucking moron. I don't have a problem with this, but my point is this. When those women do those routines, I am yet to see a man stand up in the theatre and go, well, I've heard quite enough! Go home and write a strongly word review, everything's fine. Men don't give a fuck about shit like that. Men have that, what is a sense of humour. To write a review or a column, I didn't even want to do misogynistic jokes. They made me do it on this book. To write a review or a column that calls me misogynist, it's so stupid. Okay, so what is the opposite? What do we call these female comics who bag on men? What is the opposite? What is, if a man who hates women is called a misogynist, what is a woman who hates men? What is that called? Anyone? Lesbians. It was funny because a group of you did it at once. That's what made that joke. One person had it over there. It's called misandry. Misandry. Now there's 2,000 people here and half of you are going, I've never heard of it. Misandry is when a woman hates men. Now, do you want to know why we know the word misogyny? We don't know the word misandry. We don't know the word misandry. Well, a woman who hates men. The reason we don't know it is because who gives a fuck? What? Is there a woman who hates men? Is there? Whatever will we do? Someone call the paper. There's a woman who hates men. Just fucking get on with your life. Don't fucking worry about little jokes, you fucking cunts. Now, I know I'm preaching to the choir because there's many women here who came to see me and all that type of stuff. And I know that the women in this room have a good sense of humour. So here is the best misogynistic joke I've ever written. I had an ex-girlfriend. Every time we got into a fight, her go-to argument was, you should treat me like I'm the last woman on earth. And I was like, what? Lock you in the basement, let men come in your face for $1 million? That's what would happen, right? Like, she's the last one, she's not going to be treated like a fucking princess. That's a commodity right there, my friends. I'd like to take that idea on Shark's Tank. You'd be like, hi, I'm Jim Jeffries from Jeffries Enterprises. Now, we all know that 5 years ago, Ebola wiped out all the women. Now, sure, the conversations have gotten better, but the sex has gotten worse, am I right? Now, the only time I get angry about the hate mail or whatever, the only time it upsets me is when someone writes to my girlfriend. She's a very nice person, and when a women's group writes to my girlfriend and says that she has no self-respect or dignity going out with me. And I hate that because she knows that. She doesn't need you writing her a fucking letter. She already feels shitty about herself. She's a good girl. I got my girlfriend pregnant after knowing her for about 6 weeks, and I think my girlfriend wants to get married. And the reason I think this is because she says that every day.